What's going on, everybody? Doc and Sloth, we're back. Got some 2v2 Blitz action today, and we're doing some double YAPYAP. And look at these starting armies, Sloth. They're huge.
We have the biggest starting army ever, and they're gonna be trash. They're so bad.
Probably.
They're gonna get shred up by this Arbiter. I can just feel it.
Let's set this up there. Yeah, Arbiter's not a good one. That's a bad one for us to have play against here at first. But this other guy isn't playing.
All right.
Actually works out good for us.
That's exactly what we need. There we go. Now he's moving.
I feel like these methane wagons. Your guys get this energy already?
Yeah, I don't feel like the methane wagon was actually like doing any damage there.
Doesn't seem like it. Oh, of course, I'm on the wrong side for the getter. Gonna beat me.
I'm actually surprised the numbers are actually sort of doing their job.
No, I kind of thought so. We're kind of screwing around, everybody. Got a little bit of some grunt action going on. Is really all we're doing. I personally have kind of a silly deck I'm building up here to kind of see just how YAPYAP runs. This is kind of my first look at him here in Blitz, and we're gonna see how this strategy pans out for us. Curious to see.
I only have silly decks.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Cannon fodder are so poop.
Yeah, I've actually had a lot of fun playing like standard deathmatch games with YAPYAP and just spamming cannon fodder, having like 60 different units go flying across the screen and just watching them just get tore up because they're terrible. But it's still really fun to do anyway.
Oh yeah. Put some of these grunts out here. We'll actually play smart. You guys got himself a nice little force going here. I feel like
yeah, he's putting everything in.
It actually works.
To the Phantom. I'm gonna save up for a Reaver.
I got one.
Make sure I get that working.
Yeah. I've got these things too. You know, the things that explode when you kill them. That does anything.
Blast.
Kill this guy now? At least take that out. You know, and then the one place I'm not.
Yeah, get a blast unit. Yeah, I did some stuff.
That was a terrible play, but that's okay. Oh, my blast
Guy's
units.
getting active with his Arbiter here.
My blast units are still alive. These heavy grunts. Those guys. I like the heavy grunts.
Alright, we got their Arbiter down.
Nice. I feel like you're doing a lot of stuff.
As per usual. I'm just kidding. Methane drop. Wow, methane drop is actually pretty legitimate.
Yeah, it seemed like some pretty decent damage, actually. My blast unit comes in to do absolutely nothing. But I'll go grab this point. And let's see. Really gonna move this. This back up here.
Their Arbiter is gonna get shredded again.
Not having too good of a day right there.
Stay on him now. Ah, he got away. He's gonna run.
That's okay. I don't think we're gonna have too much trouble in this one. I really didn't do anything. How much damage does this do? This does a pretty good amount. It's quite a bit of damage, surprisingly.
It really is.
The crazy part is the bump up, man. The bump up is insane.
Yeah, just increasing the effectiveness of all the grunts inside of it is really, really good.
Yeah, especially when you run almost primarily grunts. That's what this deck was for me. It was literally just grunts. That was
That's fair.
That was interesting. Good stats.
I feel like I could probably add another grunt unit in here.
I think the only non-grunt units I have are I have the Reaver. I think I have Hunters. The Methane Wagon, what I still count that, and then the Methane Party, and the Engineer. Gotta have an Engineer always. Interesting.
Absolutely key.
Yeah, I might. I'm gonna run that again. That was
all right.
Pretty fun. You did most of the work.
Well, and I was a little sad that we were not able to do ranks 2v2 open. It's only 1v1 because I had the realization when they implemented that 1v1 open was a thing, and if you're not familiar with that, the card level is thrown out the window. Everybody's on the same card level. It's at, what is it, 6?
Yep, level 6.
Yeah, everybody's put at the same card level, so it's legitimately an even playing field. When they implemented that, between that and getting every card for the leaders when they come out, I really had the realization that there's absolutely no reason that microtransactions should be in this game.
Yep.
You know, when it first came out, when I first heard about the game mode, I thought, well, that kind of makes sense. So, you know, I'll go with that because I was thinking very much of a Halo 5 kind of setup, and it's not really played out that way. I don't feel like. I kind of feel like the microtransaction thing is just really silly, and they could have avoided a lot of heat just by not putting it in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit before we started, making the video. But for me, there had to be some reason to continue to play. Obviously the competitive ranks should be able to hold their own, and just the level up system, which I think capping it at 50 was probably not a good idea in hindsight because a lot of people got to that very quickly, especially if you played through the campaign a few times. But beyond that, there had to be something else to gain, and without doing Blitz cards and packs, you really kind of limit that to just leveling up. So it's an interesting dynamic. I do think, though, that if you wanted to do that, there could have been a happy medium where maybe the competitive aspect of it was always capped at the same level. I think that would have been a smart way to do it. The fact that they're bringing it in now is cool. I think it entices people to play with the leaders, so I think that's always awesome. The energy always goes to over here. I'm gonna help my chopper. Bring that over here. I don't know if these guys are playing.
Yeah, doesn't really seem like it, which is upsetting. They are moving now, but if we can go ahead and push on that, that'd be super.
Yep, and my whole army over there. That's with your whole army. So these guys are the blast guys. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and pull my guys back. Do have that point. I'll prep for energy up here. I kind of just, yeah, there we go, beautiful. I just want to get to the big guy. What I want to get to.
The big guys are good. I do like them. But this is going to be really fun. I dropped a grunt mob on B with my big starting army, and I have a grunt dome ready. I'm going to try to, actually, I'm going to pop the grunt dome. Wherever they go, I'm either going to pop it on your army. All right, popping it on your army.
Which I like the grunt dome. That was in my, that was going to be in my other not silly deck. Can you kill this guy? Okay, gotta go ahead and pull out of there. Gotta try to try to kill these blast units. That starting army with all those blast units is pretty good. I'll say.
Yeah, it's just scary because it's. I mean, that's a good way to lose a lot of units really quickly.
I think that's the key. Make this drop out of here. This fight.
I think we're okay.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Oh, and then my blast is gonna clean them up. There we go. Oh, oh no, no, no. Run! Run!
I actually saved up. I have a methane party ready to go too.
Nice. Yeah, I have a ton of energy here.
What is happening? It's like they're
really
just not playing anything anymore.
Yeah. They got sad.
Well, YAPYAP is actually a lot more fun to use in Blitz than I thought he would be.
Yeah, it's interesting that you only get 2 of these little guys.
Yeah, because the like in competitive or in like the deathmatch and stuff, I think their cap is 3, right?
Yep. Go up to 3.
Must have been a conscious balancing effort.
I do think so. I think that's definitely part of it. There is an achievement for getting a couple of the grunt hustles going, and that's gonna be another quick game. I have a feeling we played the same guys. Let's see.
I wasn't paying attention, to be honest with you.
We didn't, but that guy was a rank 42. That's really interesting. He tried. He was moving his units really well.
Yeah, it was just 2-on-1 at that point.
Yeah. The starting armies.
Well,
with the
interesting.
Brutes, starting armies with the brutes are actually pretty good. I didn't realize how much additional health they had, and when they jump, they drop the mines, which is pretty interesting too.
Yeah, I mean, but having a blast unit with a ton of extra health, it's kind of a give and take there. I mean, you don't necessarily want a ton of health, but then again, you don't want to necessarily have a starting army where the goal is to lose half of the army. And with what is it called, Stinky Bunch, the starting army that we were using. Yeah, it's the Stinky Bunch. The 5 cannon fodder and the 2 heavy grunts are really helpful, and I mean they do get that buff off the methane wagon, and like I have really high level grunt mobs, so I pump the grunt mob in there, and I'm instantly sitting on a ton of units that are getting buffed by the methane wagon.
Yep. Yeah, so my deck I was running, and it might actually hold a little bit more weight than I thought it was gonna. I kind of put it together just to play on the methane party and the grunt hustle from the grunt goblin, but running grunts, chopper, heavy grunts, hunter, engineer, grunt riders, grunt mob, the methane wagon, suicide grunts, prowling reaver, methane party, and the grunt goblin, which I do like that you get to. I think that's cool. And again, like we talked about, probably a balancing side of it. But the grunt hustle, remember, gives them brief invulnerability while also healing them and increasing their speed. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. Core that up with methane party, and you got yourself a pretty buffed up little army. I am really impressed by how much damage methane party did. I really did not think it was going to do much damage, and then you throw a bunch of units on top of it. Is really interesting. I do want to take a look at what is this starting army here. It's 3 blasts and 2 grunt riders, which is still pretty good. That's a lot of health. A lot of health in that starting army. So we'll take a look at it. But 2 quick games, but some fun games. Double YAPYAP definitely getting his workout in and having a good time with this. And I think there's definitely some viability for his strategy. The kind of spammy, lots of small unit infantry focused decks have always done well. And the fact that we now have some really good leader powers to buff up and boost their damage and their speed and even give them invulnerability for a small time, I think could really make him quite competitive. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I really think so. The heavy grunts are definitely a favorite of mine, and honestly, a 40 energy. They're really fun to use. So kind of doing all this stuff and the combinations with the methane wagon and the methane party and the grunt dome and the grunt goblin. There's just a lot of like chaining that you could do to really buff these guys up. I'm really digging this.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm opening packs right now. Interestingly enough, we'll also take a look at some of the better leaders to maybe combat YAPYAP. I don't know how much we'll see doubles of him, but definitely having, as always, the heavy infantry spam is always pretty much brutalized by some good Kodiak or Blisterback play, as well as some pretty good targeted leader power. So stay tuned to the channel. We'll have a lot more over the course of this next week covering YAPYAP and starting to get excited for Awakening the Nightmare as well. So stay tuned. Appreciate you. Doc and Sloth for Average Game Guys. We'll check in the next one.